All right, walk with me, if you will. We just got out of the latest MCU movie, Thor 5. We were laughing the whole time. We couldn't stop laughing. And while we're walking out of the theater, we accidentally spoil the movie for Emmy Award winner Ray Romano. I want to hear your best impression of how he would respond to us.
What the heck, man? Are you kidding me?
Come on, we've been standing in line for hours.
Ray, you can get tickets online. People don't really stand in line for tickets these days.
I got these tickets on Fandango 3 days earlier. I can't do it.
I don't know who that was.
I can't.
Hey, Ray, your buddy just needs to calm down.
Nah, man, that's not cool at all.
Come on, keep it to yourself.
Have some respect for the craft.
It happened. I can't do this. Cut the show. We're done.
Cut the show. I'm done. Welcome back to the Good Chill Hunting Podcast. How do you like them apples? What have you been watching this week, Riley?
Starting with me. Okay. I watched the 1979 classic. I mean, people love this movie called Alien. You've heard of it?
Nope.
What's it about?
It's about these group of trying to remember what they were actually, but they go to visit. They're visiting. They're heading back home, but the computer receives the mother software. It's called. They receives a signal to go check out this planet, and they go check it out, and things happen and things get crazy.
Things don't go as planned.
Yeah.
When I asked what's it about, I thought you were just going to say aliens.
No, but just Alien.
Yeah. There's only one alien.
What'd you rate it out of 5?
I gave it 4 stars. I think we'll talk about this more in our Alien Romulus review. But I just love the world of Alien, and I think I'm really impressed of what Ridley Scott does. And this came out 4 years ago, so pretty impressive stuff. It's a slow burn, but I think it's a good slow burn. And then I watched 2024 movie I missed in theaters, and I'll never forgive myself, of Furiosa, a prequel to the Mad Max Fury Road movie, a Mad Max saga. I think that was title was called, but Furiosa. I think this movie is fantastic.
How does it compare to Fury Road?
I've heard it has a lot more CGI, less practical.
Yeah, you could tell it's more CGI, but I still enjoyed it. The CGI didn't really bother me. I mean, I do think the action in Mad Max Fury Road is better, superior, but excuse me, man. I still think Furiosa it holds its own. It does stuff cool, unique. It builds the world. I think it improves of Mad Max, with the world building and the lore. I like the world. Like I said with Alien, Alien. I enjoyed the.
Sorry.
Just laugh at me, okay? I'm on thin ice, guys. Okay.
How was Chris Hemsworth?
Oh, Chris Hemsworth, I think, does one of his best.
It's probably
performances.
I was gonna say it's a lot. It seems like a departure from other performances.
I think it's
more of a character
from the trailers anyway. This is what it looked like.
I'm trying to think how to compare. I don't know. It's very unique. I think he kind of makes the role his own. Kind of like you guys didn't see this film, but Fast X. Jason Momoa is the best part of that film with his villain portrayal.
Never accept death.
Yeah, and I think Chris Hemsworth does a better job with making this his villain. He really puts in he's putting in the effort. I think he does that a lot better than he does in Thor: Love and Thunder. But that's my slight jab at Thor: Love and Thunder. But Furiosa does a better prequel story than another movie called Solo, a Star Wars story, where
no, boo. No. I don't accept that.
It's a better prequel because
Yeah, but if we're going to reference Solo, it has to be natural.
This is natural because I'm talking about a prequel.
You were making eye contact with both of us when you said that.
Because I had this plan because I was like, this is going to be good.
Was it good?
I thought it was good because I was talking about a prequel, and that's for Yosa.
Oh, right.
Talking about a prequel and Solo. All right.
Do you have
guys.
anything else to say?
It's a good movie. I wish I saw it in theaters. Go see it. It's good stuff. All right. Who's next?
Noah.
Okay, I watched 2 movies this week: Alien Romulus, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And then I watched for the first time Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. And
Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
I wish I had a list of all like the Bill's quotes. He's like, Ted, if our band is truly going to become triumphant, we should probably learn how to play these instruments. Or that's why we need Eddie Van Halen. He uses words like triumphant and...
Wait, what numbers are we thinking of?
69, dude.
Yeah. I really liked it. I think one of the things I like most is, I don't know, there's so many movies where it's like, this is like they're fighting to save the world from ending, or they're saving someone's life, or some high stakes thing. Bill and Ted, they're just trying to pass history class.
Yeah.
And I just love that. And all of the historical figures they find are just good.
I love the tagline of the movie. It's just, history is about to be rewritten by 2 guys who can't spell. I just think that's really funny. And I agree. It's just a very, that's a comfort movie if I've ever seen one.
And I love the time travel like jokes. Is this a spoiler? I don't know. So Josiah can say.
Probably.
When they're busting him out of the jail.
Yeah.
And they're like, now where are the keys at? We'll just steal them after the show and leave them here. Then they both look down. Here they are.
Yeah.
So
it's
good.
like kind of like smart. Like when you just like the whole movie, that it's been fairly simple time travel mechanics. Riley and Noah are playing footsie. It looks like
I didn't mean to. Okay.
fairly simple time travel mechanics, but then they just do pull a fast one on you like that. It's just like, okay.
Yeah, it's so like Bill and Ted are just lovable guys. So I can't wait to watch the sequels.
Second one is fun, but definitely not as good. And the third one obviously was like 25 years later, but third one's pretty fun. Nice. First one's best.
Yeah.
But yeah. So this week I watched, in addition to Alien Romulus, I watched 3 movies. I watched first, second, and third Pirates of the Caribbean. And let me tell you,
they're pretty mid, right?
I love those movies. Don't get me started. I probably love them more than Noah does.
Okay.
If there was a competition, which it could be.
But I claimed them first, so I mean, what are you going to do?
The first Pirates of the Caribbean movie is like perfect. There's like maybe 1 or 2 pieces that you could like try to pull on the threads to see if they unravels, but I think it's a pretty tight-knit movie. Characters, music, location, shots, like just some really fun just like visuals. Dead Man's Chest is a little bit of a step backward as far as just keeping the momentum up, but Davy Jones is probably one of the coolest character designs of all time, and I just love that take. And it's part 1. Dead Man's Chest is essentially part 1 to third movie, At World's End. Excellent trilogy, ending to a trilogy. Again, like talking about the music, we were talking about this yesterday on our way to see Alien Romulus. Hans Zimmer does the music for the second and third movie at least. Amazing, awesome, like epic final showdown. Characters, I don't know. Just Riley doesn't understand the love, but it's those are so good.
What's your best David Jones impression?
Me or Riley?
You then, Riley.
No.
Do you fear death?
I'm trying to think of the line he
You're
says.
a liar, bootstrap. Just think of Bill Nighy
I'm trying to think
from
of,
About Time.
He says something when like they're playing that liar's game.
Yeah, he says,
Liar's Dice.
You're a liar, bootstrap.
Oh,
Bootstrap is like,
you just said that.
call
didn't
me
you?
a liar. Yeah, and I just said it. And I said it immaculately.
Crap.
Do jocks.
Sparrow.
Gotta have like some like water in the back of your throat.
I really don't want to.
Just
Okay,
say,
well, that's an automatic point for Josiah.
Say, hi, I'm
okay.
Davy Jones.
Jack Sparrow.
That wasn't that bad.
That was halfway.
That was pretty good.
We'll give you credit.
Nice. So yeah, anyway, I'm so glad I've watched the first one before. I've seen the second one time, and I've not seen the third one. So I'm so glad that I was able to finally watch those, because they are all pretty long movies, so you kind of got to set time aside. But I'm glad I did, and I plan on watching the fourth and fifth one just to finish what I started. But I'm excited about it.
Buyer beware.
Yeah. But with that, we head into our segment, continue the segment in a sense, but head into our review of Alien Romulus. A new sci-fi horror movie just came out this weekend.
Directed by Fede Alvarez. He directed Don't Breathe, Evil Dead Rise.
It's got like a certified fresh on Rotten Tomatoes. It's
Making money at the box office.
Yeah,
So we hope
topped
to see that.
Deadpool Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
Did it? Wow. Yeah. We'll just go down the line, starting with you.
Me?
What score did you give it out of 5?
I gave it 3.5, but I could see myself rising the score.
Okay, just do scores real quick.
Okay. Alien Romulus, I gave it a 3.5.
I gave it a 3.
I gave it a 2.5
And this is out of 5.
out of 5. So what did you like about it so much?
I said this in when I talk about Alien and Furiosa, but I just really enjoyed the world that Alien is. I enjoy the Wayland Corporation and just like...
You enjoy what they stand for?
No.
Bureaucracy?
No.
Fascism?
No.
Then why do you
Money,
enjoy them?
though.
Let's go.
I'm talking
I love
dollar
that
bills.
money. I just enjoyed the space station, the ships, and the creatures that are in this world. I thought the movie had a lot of good shots. I'm a big fan of cinematography. I enjoyed I think you mentioned this yesterday, but the sound design is really good in this movie.
Well, that's what the first couple minutes of the film are like dead silence, the silence of space. But that didn't stop anybody in the theater from. Noah was a few seats down, shuffling his Mike and Ike's, trying to find the right one.
You had Mike and Ike's too. What, were you just sitting there not eating them?
I think I have a pretty good ear for when, the movie's quiet. Now's not a time to grab a snack.
But I think
Because that was when we saw The Boy and the Heron.
Everyone else is doing it.
When we saw The Boy and the Heron, we were like the only ones in the theater. It was a very somber moment, and Noah was just like,
No, it was not a. No, you're actually wrong. I waited for scene transitions.
it was still quiet though.
But
It was
I feel
quiet,
like
but it wasn't a
any
somber
movie I
moment.
see with you, most of the time, you always say something about the noise. Like,
I think it's a you problem.
you're like, Riley literally grasped like 5 times watching Top Gun Maverick.
Well, when we were in church just 2 days ago, this is my impression of Riley. You kept burping and yawning.
I had a burp.
Anyway, so that's just to say that the sound design is great, but be careful who you see it with.
That's for sure. For sure. I do enjoy, I liked 2 of the characters and 2 of the actors, Kaylee Spaney and David Johnson. David Johnson's Andy, I think, stole the show for me, and I have been really thinking about Andy a lot. And
Top 5 movie robots.
top 5 movie robots. So,
Top 5 movie Andes.
Top 5 movie Andys.
Let's go. Okay.
So, I mean, I'm sure we'll talk about more about the crew and other things about the movie, but I really enjoy xenomorphs. I think they're cool monsters. I have some gripes about the movie, but overall, I like a lot of the set pieces they're in, and I think what they do is creative with some of the shots and the responses of like how they got out or through a room. I think it's creative. There's just some things I think kind of there's a lot of missed opportunities. Some things I just didn't enjoy completely, but I had a really fun time at this with this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, for me, the visuals were like breathtaking. Like it was on par with like Interstellar or any other like top budget sci-fi movie. Like I was very in on that. Like the opening shot and really like the first act, you're on this like mining colony. I love the setting, the visuals, everything about it. The story wise, I really didn't buy in. Character wise, I didn't buy in a ton. Like Andy was a cool guy. I don't think I like him as much as you do. And then the ending, there's a very specific thing that happens at the end of the movie that it's supposed to be like, oh, what's going on? And I audibly chuckled when I was sitting there because I thought it was really stupid.
I thought the final reveal was I thought that was one of the best parts of the movie. Granted, I didn't like too many. I'm with you guys. Like, I think the movie looks great. If you are able to really suspend disbelief, then you can kind of really lose yourself in the world. But me personally, I thought the cast of characters felt pretty generic,
Pretty typecast.
I liked Andy, and I thought he was good cast and he was good acting. I don't know if any of the acting was bad, but just like every character was really underwritten. I felt like, and there was maybe a little bit of character development. I don't know. I just really didn't personally feel invested in what was happening. As there were some logical, just like inconsistencies. It felt like for me that, again, if you're able to suspend disbelief, then it's like, well, who cares? But if that's going to be a sticking point for you, then this movie there's some things that are hard to look past, in my opinion. So I agree. Like it's worth watching just for the atmosphere and the sound design and the visuals, but everything else felt a little subpar, in my opinion.
Mm-hmm. My question is, like, do you think the rules they set up, they don't follow by those rules? Or do you, like, compare it to, like, okay...
Noah and I have not seen any of the Alien movies.
Yeah.
That's fair to... I was wanting to make sure I mentioned that. So, like, there probably were things that we missed, which I know that we're just, like, you talked about, like, some of the androids and the business and everything. It's like, we just are not familiar with that because we've not seen the other movies in the franchise. So, I mean, that's part of my movie watching experience was that, like, I wasn't as attached to stuff because it's the first movie that I've seen.
Yeah, so I think you two have a neat perspective where you haven't seen the movie. I've seen most of them besides the third one directed by David Fincher and then Resurrection, which people pan those movies as pretty bad. But I've seen the rest of them. I don't know, like, because, like, the world that they built upon, I feel like there's some things you can gripe about, but I feel like sometimes I've been thinking about this a lot too, is like suspending disbelief can be tough for some people and sometimes it's easier. I think like that is a big, like, what I'm trying to say is, if you can suspend disbelief, that's good. But some people have a hard time doing that, and that's fine too. And I think it just depends on, like, the way you come to the movie, what you watch. Like, we're each gonna have a different experience on it. That's why movies are subjective. Mm-hmm. Some people love this movie, which I know you have a hard time, like, wrapping your head around that.
Yeah.
How someone loves this movie, like, would say this movie's perfect, but
which to say, like, I don't think people are wrong for loving it.
Yeah.
Like, everyone's going to have their own opinion, but just, like, it's hard for me to just understand where they're coming from with that. So,
and I think, like, that's because everyone's different, and there's some things, like, I enjoy in this movie that, like I say, you guys don't enjoy, or, like, vice versa. Mm-hmm. Like, Noah didn't like the ending. You thought the ending might have been the best part, like,
or at least, like, yeah, part of it.
There's like, I would say, just like this movie, I had fun with it. I think there's a lot of, like, criticisms, like, is this just a fan film, like a really expensive fan film? I don't know if I see that. I think it's well made. I think it's fun. Go see it for yourself and decide.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad we saw it.
Yeah. I was hesitant to see it in the first place, but I'm glad I saw it.
And I'm curious if you guys I know, like, we have so many movies on our watch list, but if you guys watch Alien or Aliens or Prometheus or Alien Covenant, you name it. If like, oh, I'm gonna rewatch Alien Romulus, and like, oh, I kind of like this movie better now. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, for sure.
So,
And I'm curious because it's making money if they come out with a second one too.
Yeah.
Alien Remus.
That's what I was just about to say. I think, yeah.
Do we want to talk about spoilers or?
I think that's pretty good.
Just go see it, have fun.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, I will have to say, like, there's a podcast that said like this was like one of the biggest, jump scares they ever seen or had.
Like in the third act?
Yeah, the third act. And I'm like, I jump scared, but like one of the best like in a while. I don't understand.
What is the best jump scare?
I feel, well, I've not seen a ton of horror movies, but like Insidious, that's like a pretty iconic.
Yeah.
With the little Darth Maul gremlin looking guy.
There was one jump scare in Longlegs that really got me.
I feel like the best jump scares are in non-horror movies. Like either in thrillers or just in...
The Dark Knight, the first time watching that.
Yeah. With like the window.
The window, that gets me.
That's, exactly.
Why can't I not recall what that is?
It's Joker kills one of the Batmans that dress up. I'm not wearing hockey pants like that.
Yeah.
That Batman, and like he ties
he
him
hangs
up.
him from like a building and he smashes up
The
against
mayor and
window.
Harvey Dent are talking.
Yeah,
it's a pretty good jump scare.
You're right. Yeah,
I can't
I
even think of that.
Honestly, though, it's like our jump scares really memorable. Like I don't go for them.
That's what I think they're memorable if it's not a horror movie. If it's a horror movie, they're a dime a dozen. But if it's in another movie where it's just like, oh, like I did not see that coming.
Because I get jump scared a lot.
Yes, yeah, this is my impression of Riley in the theater.
I think there was probably like 4 or 5 jump scares. I think the one at the end is the only one that really got me.
Yeah.
But best jump scare of all time, probably not.
Yeah.
So that's Alien Romulus.
Yep. Go see it.
Go tell us what you think.
Yep. All right. Moving on to our next segment. So you may be familiar with the simple yet fun segment, agree or disagree. Well, we don't do that here at Good Show Hunting. We do concur or not concur.
Okay.
So I've just come up with like five questions. And are you looking at them?
No. I'm not looking.
Fair.
I was just looking at how you spell concur and not concur because I can't. I'm like trying to think in my head. CON.
CONC. All right, so I just got some, and I'll say it. Give us a countdown, and then you say concur or not concur.
Okay.
All right. Most of these are just my opinion, by the way.
Okay.
Or my stuff that I've just been thinking about. Number 1, Pedro Pascal is in too many franchises. Pedro Pascal is in too many franchises. 3, 2, 1.
Not concur.
You say not?
Yeah.
He's in. I've thought about this a lot. He's in the MCU. He's in the DCU. He's in Star Wars. He's in The Last of Us.
He's an actor.
Game of Thrones.
But also think about the
Kingsman.
roles he's in.
He's in Gladiator.
But also think about the
He's
roles
in
he's
everything. He loses his influence when he is just part of every big production.
He's making that money.
in. In The Mandalorian, you barely see his face. It's just his voice.
I don't care about that.
He's in a DC movie that's probably the worst DC movie ever.
Yeah.
That's besides the point. I'm just saying Pedro Pascal has neglected to protect his kind of sacred sort of image because he has been in so many big
He was in Kingsman
productions.
before he got big.
Besides the point.
Yeah.
He was in the DCU on his way to becoming big.
And like Game of Thrones kind of like put him on the map.
I just feel I like Pedro
Game of Thrones
Pascal,
was like-
but he needs to slow down.
He's
It's
a
hard-
great actor.
He is, but it's kind of like Chris Pratt. You like Chris Pratt, but then he's the voice of Mario and Garfield, and it's just like soon you're
that's
just
kind of how I feel about
seeing him.
Tom Holland. Actually,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's just like if you start showing up everywhere, then he loses some of like what makes him special.
No, I think he loses what makes him special when he gets cast in a voice role, but he does a really bad job of voice acting.
You say Chris Pratt does a bad job at voice acting?
No, but Tom Holland is in that one Spies in Disguise movie, and I don't think
And
Tom Holland
Onward.
Have you seen that movie?
and Onward. I seen Onward.
Have
I
you seen
didn't like
Spies
it.
in Disguise?
No, I don't want to.
How do you know he does a bad?
I've seen the trailer.
You don't.
All right,
Trailers can be misleading.
Trailers can spoil the whole movie.
Not concur. Yes.
Okay.
I concur.
Okay, moving on. Question 2. The first 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies is a top 5 cinematic trilogy. First 3 Pirates of the Caribbean movies is a top 5 cinematic trilogy. 3, 2, 1.
Not
Concur.
You don't think top 5?
I would need to watch them again,
Yeah,
but I do
mean,
not
fair
think
enough.
top 5.
What
No.
what would just off the
Star
off the
Wars,
dome? Dark Knight trilogy.
Dark
probably
Knight
for you.
trilogy, Captain America trilogy, Spider-Man Sam Raimi trilogy,
Nah.
Lord of the Rings trilogy.
You've not what? You're just listing trilogies. You do
No,
not
Toy
like
Story trilogy.
Okay. You
That's
like
5.
You're just mad because
they're
you
all
can't
better?
do a good Davy Jones impression.
Walk the plank, Jack Sparrow.
Okay. And my point exactly.
I can't do any impression, okay? The only
You can do
these-
Denzel.
Okay.
Let's hear
King
it.
Kong ain't got nothing on
You
me.
don't like Denzel?
Yeah.
He did it.
And I can do a decent sketch. What's up, brother?
Okay. Well, when you start your Twitch podcast, you can do that.
Okay, cool.
Okay. Question number 3. Did you want to say anything on Pirates of the Caribbean trilogy?
I think it's top 5 trilogy.
I would have to if I rewatch Dead Man's Chest and At World's Ends, I could be convinced. But also, there's going to be a movie coming out in a year or two that's going to probably make it the best trilogy of all time, and that's Beyond the Spider-Verse. So you got to think about that.
You know, I'm
That wasn't
not
the
talking
question,
number
though.
1. I'm
It's
talking
top five.
top 5. All right.
I gave
Moving
my
on.
answer.
Question number 3. Question number 3. Tom Cruise is getting too old for this crap. Tom Cruise is getting too old for this crap. 3, 2, 1.
Not concur.
You said not concur.
Yeah.
Okay. You think that Tom? Did you see him at the Olympic closing ceremony?
I didn't.
He's looking old. He's
He
still
look-
doing stunts, but he
He
looks.
looked old in Dead Reckoning.
He's one botched stunt away
And
from
I
breaking
know,
a hip.
I know I've said, like, Mission Impossible Fallout, one of my favorites. I think he does great in that. But Mission Impossible Dead Reckoning, I felt like he looked old. And I know he had that really cool stunt where he rode the bike off the cliff. But his face is just, he's looking older. And I think the gimmick, look, he's still trying to go bigger, but he's just getting older. And he's going to get hurt eventually. And like, I don't know.
And then everybody's gonna be really sad because people were telling him to quit.
Keep Tom Cruise out your mouth.
You just slowly get up. Okay.
You don't think that he's getting too old for the?
Not yet.
You don't think?
Not yet.
You don't think his body's right? Crap. You don't think his mouth is writing checks that his body can't cash?
Not yet.
How old is he? What, 60?
62. He's older than our dad.
Imagine our dad, I don't know, riding a
Running
motorcycle
100
off of a-
meters.
Can we get a red 3-star in our dads?
Yeah, that would be. I would pay so much money for that. That would be amazing. Okay, question number 4. The MCU can reach its former glory. The MCU can reach its former glory. 3, 2, 1.
Not
concur.
You say concur? And
Yeah.
we disagreed on every one.
Yeah.
So
That's crazy.
I think the MCU, the high point of MCU, which I would say is Endgame, is not only peak cinema, but that's such like a time in history.
Yeah,
that we will
there's
never
no
get back
way.
to.
They're fighting like with Fantastic Four. Like I'm excited because they cast Pedro Pascal and there's some big names in that. There's a lot of potential there, but it's not. I don't think it ever stands a chance of being.
You said
The
reach, not be
Infinity
better, though,
Saga.
right?
Yeah, but
I-
I'm saying
Yeah.
It's a pretty
to come on
high
equal footing is.
I think there is always a chance.
They killed off all the characters that made that built the MCU. They killed them off,
But they also
and-
are bringing in Fantastic Four. They're bringing in X-Men. They still have one of my favorite characters in all of fiction or
Thor?
media.
stupid.
And Spider-Man. So unless like Sony takes Spider-Man out of the picture, I still think they have a chance of reaching those heights.
What if Avengers Doomsday? They announced it. They're like directed by Taika Waititi.
I mean, if he doesn't write it, I'm down for it. I just think sometimes when he writes and directs, it's just a Taika Waititi movie.
So you're saying that the MCU could potentially reach its former glory You're not saying how it would get there. You're just saying the possibility exists.
Yep.
Okay.
You're a believer.
I disagree.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'm hopeful, optimistic.
All right. Last question. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will get an Oscar nomination for The Smashing Machine. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will get an Oscar nomination.
Does that come out next year?
It comes out next
That's
year.
a biopic.
Yeah. Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson will get an Oscar nomination for The Smashing Machine. 3, 2, 1.
Not concur.
I think the internet will want him to get an Oscar nomination, and he will go on his socials telling people to get him one, but he won't get one.
If it's a biopic,
Robert
biopics,
Pattinson's win next year. I'm calling it.
For what?
Oh crap. Not Ricky 17. Shoot. Lucky 17. Something 17. Mickey 17.
I don't know.
We don't know what
I
that
never
is.
heard of
It's
it.
directed by Bong Joon-ho, who
Okay.
directed Parasite, and I'm calling it right now. Robert Pattinson's win the Oscar
Well, you
above.
didn't say he's going to win. You said he's going to get
Gonna get
nominated.
an Oscar.
I just
The
feel like,
a nomination?
Yeah.
I feel like biopics are low hanging fruit.
But I'm thinking like Zac Efron didn't get a pick for Iron Claw. People were thinking he. I mean, I haven't seen it, but like
It's
people
also
saying he
the
deserved
competition
it.
next year. I'm sure I've heard good things about 2025. I'm gonna say not concur.
Okay, that is what you said. Okay, but you said you think he will.
I think there's a higher likelihood that he does than he doesn't.
Yeah.
But
Well, wait, I mean, it certainly will be a new role for
when
him.
I saw that image, it really grabbed my
Yeah.
attention. Like,
I mean,
for the first time ever, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson looks like he's playing a character that isn't himself.
forced to be reckoned with.
Yeah.
We'll see if the trailer actually
I
portrays
think he
that.
could get nominated for Red One.
He will not.
Okay,
Disagree.
I
Not
got
concur.
one.
Okay,
We
quick.
like this segment. Ready? 3, 2, 1.
Best segment ever. All right.
Now we're getting down to it. This segment right here is our comedy movie draft. Who will draft the best movies? Will it be
I think the consensus was that I won the last draft. On Instagram and on YouTube comments, people were saying that I had the best. And people
there wasn't a
literally
for the few that did?
Yeah, like three people.
They said Josiah.
Yeah. Then you got second.
I got second.
You got last.
Yeah, you got like
weird.
no votes. But please
Are you sure?
vote in the comments of who won this draft because we need to know who's better.
Yep. Noah needs something to believe in.
I get my validation outside of this podcast.
I don't. That's why I win trivia every week.
I mean, yeah.
Riley does, but he still loses trivia every week.
Riley goes home and cries after the podcast.
Riley goes home and watches radio
Every week.
every week. All right. So we already determined the order for the draft. It'll be
Yep.
myself, Noah, Riley.
We did it randomly.
We did it randomly. And
5
then it'll
rounds.
Reverse. So
best
then,
comedies.
Yep.
Snake draft.
So I get to start, and I'm
with
sorry.
the first pick. Josiah has the first pick. The floor is yours.
And let me tell you, when I found out that I was going to be the first pick, I was excited because I'm fairly confident that Noah would have taken this from me if I didn't pick it. So can you go ahead and can you hold your hand out like that real quick? Let's rock today. School of Rock, my number one pick for the draft. We just watched this earlier this year. I've seen it so many times. It's consistently funny. It's got great characters, memorable characters, and Jack Black
Jack Black is a freaking angel.
plays Jack Black. He plays the character that you see in Kung Fu Panda and High Fidelity and all these other movies. But the role was written for him, like literally his roommate Ned in the movie who wrote the
Mike White.
He's been on Survivor.
He wrote the movie. He wrote the role for Jack Black and everything. So it's just, I just love it, but it's also just hilarious, very quotable.
Give me a quote.
I just gave you Let's Rock
me
today.
Yo-Yo Ma's cousin, Little Nepetish.
Little Nepetish. Your kids have touched me, and I'm pretty sure I've touched them.
Jack Black's eyebrows in that movie.
Yeah, just the
wave.
shot where he's just looking. Yeah.
Okay, well
classic.
that's a good pick, but it wasn't actually going to be my first pick.
Really?
Because my first pick, I think, is a strategic one to say the least.
I know it's going to be.
It's one that's undeniably on all three of our lists. Timeless classic. It's Hot Rod.
Okay. I mean, that was on my list. I was thinking you were going to say something else. Yep.
Because Hot Rod is legit. It's too legit. It's too legit to quit. And it will never be unlegit. Therefore, it will never quit.
You're a terrible stuntman.
What?
You're a terrible stuntman. I heard you.
I heard you. It's just really mean. Hot Rod, like...
That's a pretty divisive movie, though. Some people don't like it.
And I can see that, but most people in my life that I've talked to about it think it's pretty funny.
I've been drinking green tea all gosh darn day.
Saying what way? Like Pop Star, which is like another good movie it's written and directed by The Lonely Island, is also, it's very good, but Hot Rod is just kind of, I feel like it's a league of its own. I don't know, and maybe this was also one that was just like we watched it in high school a bunch, so it's good for that reason. But I don't know, I think it does a lot of things that are just, I'm trying to think, like it's good. I think it's a solid pick.
I think it's a solid
I
pick.
think the comments will agree.
All right.
Good pick. That was gotta be honest, that was on my top of my list.
Is that what you were gonna?
I would taken that in a heartbeat if it came to me. So kind of mad, Noah. Kind of mad. So going off, I'm deciding with my first pick in round 1. I am gonna go with the other guys.
Yeah, that's what I thought you were going to pick.
I mean, I could have.
If I would have picked it, it would have been to keep it from you too. It's not my favorite. But yeah.
I've seen the movie a lot. It's a lot of funny lines like, "Are you dirty, Mike and the boys?" And then,
called Desk Pop.
It's a female body inspector. Get out of town.
At first, you're like, FBI. What?
Yeah.
If I was a lion and you were a tuna, I would come out of the ocean and freaking eat you. A lion in the ocean with a tuna? And we're like, oh, we like the taste of tuna. And it's really good.
Yeah.
I like the dynamic between Mark Wahlberg and Will Ferrell. Good stuff. Good fun.
I mean, that's a staple in our friend circle.
Yeah, in our lives too. So
yeah,
I mean,
good pick.
It's also fun. I think it's another favorite of my dad and stepmom. So I think that's a fun fact.
Nostalgic.
So
nice. What about your second pick?
Oh, it's my pick. Yep. That's
Sure
why I have the board.
That's right.
Oh shoot. I'm trying. Don't know if I should do strategically of the movie I want to pick. I don't know if you guys will pick this movie. I'm gonna go follow my heart. Okay. This movie is probably in my top 10 favorite movies. It's an action comedy. I love it to death. We'll watch it a lot.
Oh, I know what it is.
And that is Rush Hour.
Yep. Nice. It's a good pick.
Jackie Chan can, in the movie sense, can do no wrong. You know,
He's just very hard to not love.
And I think that's like the best buddy cop movie, like above Lethal Weapon, above like 48 Hours, and that's Rush Hour.
Mm-hmm.
I love
Chris Tucker. He comes across as annoying in a lot of movies, but I think it works pretty well in Rush Hour.
He and Jackie Chan's chemistry, just like their personalities, their approaches to solving the problem. It's great, and it's hilarious.
It's very funny.
Back to Noah now.
Okay.
Second pick.
I'm going to do this just to make Riley mad. I'm going to choose Game Night.
I knew it. I was going to do it if Noah did it.
No! 2 drafts in a row!
You had 2 picks, man.
I didn't know you guys were going to pick Game Night. I thought there were so many.
This is.
Come on.
You're swimming with the sharks here.
Playing to win. Game Night. What hasn't Riley said about it?
I don't win. I just want Riley to lose.
Yeah, exactly. Game Night. Despite that, I do think it's a really funny movie. I've only seen it one time. Riley's probably seen it 12 times. But it's really funny.
3 bags for Frito-Lay? How's that profitable?
Yeah, and like the Denzel bit, there's like, isn't there a part where Rachel McAdams, she's just like joking around with a gun? She's just like But it's like a loaded gun.
No.
Are you thinking of Jonah Hill from
This Is the End?
This Is the End?
No way. I'm not making this up.
Yeah.
We're
Oh, she does pretend with a loaded gun. She takes a prop gun and shoots.
yeah, but
Jason
at one
Bateman.
point, doesn't she like put it in her mouth?
No,
too?
that's Jonah
Jonah
Hill.
I know that is. I thought they both did it.
I'm gonna kill myself.
Bang, bang, bang.
But anyway,
Yeah. Oh, and what's his name? The blonde guy.
Jesse Plemons.
No.
He plays like the king in Aladdin.
Yeah,
the live action.
but
I know
he's
you're
like,
talking about.
What would George Washington
Oh, yeah,
have to
yeah.
say about
Just a
that?
really slow shot of
Yeah.
dragging the bill.
That's pretty funny.
Yeah.
And then
Game night. It's a classic. I can't believe Riley didn't pick
it's a
it.
pig. I don't really care for that nomenclature.
Yeah, I can't say. Yeah. I was.
I also like at the credits they're doing a Pictionary and he's just crying.
It's me. You're like, what? It's the Green Mile. It's
Yeah.
me crying watching it in theaters.
Like, how could that be the Green Mile? I just assumed everyone was crying at the Green Mile.
Yeah, that's great. I was literally going to take that pick if Noah didn't. So, very good. All right. Moving on. I feel like I have to take this one. It's going to get taken eventually, and I feel like I got a lot of influence with this pick. I'm going Napoleon Dynamite.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite is a classic, especially if you're from the Midwest. I just feel like that's like a love language is like Napoleon Dynamite quotes. We watched it so many times growing up, along with another movie that's going to get picked by the end of this list. But Napoleon Dynamite, I would say, is more well loved than this other movie that I'm thinking of. That is Nacho Libre. That will come up at some point. But it's very quotable. You've never seen it, right?
I've seen bits and parts.
Yeah. So I don't know. It's just it was just, again, it was like the perfect movie for the time. It aged incredibly well.
I remember we went to a Christian camp one time and someone did like the Napoleon dance and everyone thought it was like the coolest thing ever. I was like, I don't understand.
Yeah. Just laughing to not draw
fit
attention
in.
to
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So there you go. That's
Get a-
Napoleon Dynamite.
Another pick.
And I could pick that next one, but I'm not going to, just to keep things
This
interesting.
is your third pick.
This is my third pick. Okay, we can go a lot of directions here. There's a lot that I want to do that what do I think is going to get taken? I don't know. So I'm going to go with, for the sake of variety and for the people at home, I'm going to go with Monty Python and the Holy Grail.
It was on my list. It wasn't going to be my next pick,
We
though.
are the knights who say
Me. Yeah, it's I've not, unfortunately, there are quite a few classic comedies from the 70s and 80s that I've not seen. We watched Young Frankenstein a few years ago. Didn't like that movie.
No.
But there are some other ones like Naked Gun, Airplane.
A fish called Wanda. I saw that come up on a lot of lists.
epic movie.
You have seen it.
I did.
But anyway, so there's a lot of older movies that I just have not seen. But Monty Python I have seen, and there is something about just watching a movie from the 70s, and it's just like, we humor doesn't change as much as it feel like that people back in the day were sticks in the mud or whatever.
Well, we've never seen any of the other Monty Python.
Yeah, I mean, I know
movies or
Life of Brian is another big
The
one.
Meaning of Life, Monty Python's Flying Circus. But there was also, I think it was the 70s, the Steve Martin movie, The Jerk.
Yeah.
Which I watched last year because my wife wanted to watch it. And that, in many ways, is very similar to Monty Python. In just its like tangents or gimmicks or whatever. But I didn't like that one as much.
Yeah, I don't think Monty Python is necessarily a perfect movie, but it's talk about when it comes to influential comedies, it's like at the top of a lot of lists. So, and I do enjoy it. It is funny, and I feel like it's highly rewatchable. So there you go.
For my next movie, I'm going with Shaun of the Dead.
Yeah, that's not surprising.
Shaun of the Dead is not a laugh out loud comedy, but it is the way that it's edited is just, I don't know, subtle jokes that I'm not laughing, necessarily, but I'm smiling and I'm appreciating it a lot. And that's true for other Edgar
I feel
Wright
like that's
movies.
like British humor, which is, I mean, Monty Python is also British. And
Yeah.
I mean, that's like a different kind of humor, but I feel like British humor is more like, oh, yes, quite.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah.
Do you feel like that's the best of the Cornetto trilogy?
Is it the best? I don't know, because I like Hot Fuzz a lot as well, but I, for no reason in particular, thought you guys might take Shaun of the Dead first.
It was on my list.
Not Riley. Riley's shaking his head. Riley's like, I would rather watch
I'd rather be dead
Thor:
than
Love and
watch...
Thunder than watch Shaun of the Dead.
Riley's like, I'd rather watch Solo, a hero story.
A Star Wars story.
That one.
All right.
Anyways.
All right, big guy.
My next pick, this was a childhood favorite of mine growing up.
Catch that kid?
No. I watched it a lot growing up, and I just I fell in love with the actor. I think he's probably one of the best actors to ever do like physical comedy, R.I.P., and that is Chris Farley and Tommy Boy.
Yeah, that's a classic. That's a good
I
pick.
love Tommy Boy. I just remember growing up watching it. I didn't like understand all the references, because like in the beginning he there's a test question, and it's like, what, like, who signed the Declaration of Independence, like really big, or who wrote it? And he was like, he put down Herbie Hancock, and then later on he's like, give me your John Hancock. He's like, what are you talking about? It's Herbie Hancock. And I didn't understand that at the time, but now like I pick up more things that I enjoy. Chris Farley's hilarious, like fat guy in a little coat. Like he's one of the best to ever do it. Yeah, I love that movie. And one of my favorite scenes.
I feel like we watched that at your house.
Yeah, I think we did.
Yeah.
Probably.
One of my
like-
favorite scenes is when like he's going to fill up gas, and he opens the door,
yeah.
and he backs up the truck, and then like the doors are like about to fall off, and then David Spade's character Richie goes to open it, and it falls off, and he just like looks at me, he's like, "What'd you do?"
I remember being in elementary school, and you would quote that, and me and Josiah would be like, what? You're like, what'd you do? It's Tommy Boy. Come on. Chris Farley.
Yeah, so that's my next pick. One of the best comedy actors. Rest in peace, Chris Farley. And moving to another famous comedy actor, people say some like he can do physical comedy just as well. I think people say that, and that's Dumb and Dumber. I'm going with Dumb and Dumber.
That's another classic.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah, we're in the Rockies.
I'm sorry, Mr. Perfect. Wait.
I didn't realize you've never made a mistake. That's like great acting.
Yeah, it's so good. Yeah, I mean, Dumb and Dumber. I know my dad does not like Dumb and Dumber, but I find a very good appreciation for the humor. I enjoy Jim Carrey and Jeff Bridges.
Jeff Daniels.
As soon as I said that, I knew it. I knew I was wrong. Jeff Daniels, but great movie. Still haven't seen the sequels, but
I think the second
The
Dumb and
sequels
Dumber, the one, it was like a prequel.
Yeah, and then Dumb and Dumber 2.
Yeah.
I think
not that good.
no.
So, that's my fourth pick.
All right, for
Very
my
good.
fourth pick, I kind of want to strike a damaging blow against Josiah, but I just don't know which of these I'm going to choose.
Okay, well, I don't have anything specific in mind, so
Really? Okay, well, if he doesn't have anything specific in mind, I'm going to choose Zoolander.
I mean that was
tried
one
to
on the
play it
list.
off.
I love Zoolander. I love
That's
Ben
what's
Stiller.
wrong with the people at this table, is that they love movies, but they don't choose them before I choose them.
Well, go on, talk about the movie.
Wow, you like it so much. Why don't you talk about it?
What is this? A center for ants? It should be at least 3 times this size.
That's like the best scene in that movie. I love that scene.
Yeah, and then it's the same look. I feel like I'm taking crazy pills.
Steel.
Yeah,
And Owen Wilson's character is
just riding around on the scooter.
on a scooter. It's just like other people were wanting to become famous. Where I just wanted to know what bark tastes like.
Yeah. What is it? I think I got the black lung, Bob. You've been down there for 3 hours. Imagine being down there for 30 years.
Yeah. Oh, that's yeah. Now I'm regretting not picking that one.
Zoolander. That's my pick.
That's it's a good one. All right, so I'm on my last two, right?
Your last two. Choose wisely.
Man, I have a lot more to pick from than I thought I would.
I have a long list too.
See, part of me would be really kicking myself if I didn't pick this one movie, the one that I already brought up. But on the other hand,
If you're trying to win this draft,
yeah, I don't think
Come
so.
on.
I know, but I just
I
feel
thought
like
we were
our
trying
parents
to win here.
Our parents are gonna listen and they'll be like, "Really, you didn't pick Nacho Libre?" And I didn't pick it because I picked for my number 4 movie, The Big Lebowski.
Okay.
okay.
That's a good movie.
I haven't seen it.
I've seen it one time in high
Okay,
school.
I'm not trying to play super strategically anymore. I'm just trying to keep movies from you guys. I'm trying to think of. I'm going for variety, and people. Big Lebowski is a cult classic.
Is it amongst our viewers?
Well, that's just your opinion, man.
That's Jeff Bridges.
In the
Yeah.
Big Lebowski, right?
You need a toe. I can get you a toe. That's a line from the movie.
Okay.
The rug really tied the room together.
Cool.
I mean, I want to watch it again.
I rewatched it back in April, so these guys are gonna be playing catch up when they finally watch, and they're like, "Yeah, that was a good pick." Okay, so I clearly didn't get the reaction I was hoping for out of that one. I'm glad I picked it.
What's your 5th pick? Let's see what
Why
reaction
don't
we're gonna
you
get.
give me a second?
Okay, sorry.
3, 2, 1.
No. Okay, for my last pick, it's a comedy in a loose sense of the word. But I have to go with it because the amount of laughs that this series generates is pretty undeniable. And there's not a specific one in the series that is the best or that sticks out to me. So I'm just picking the third one. Okay, I'm just going to say it. You know what? I'm just going to say it. Jackass 3.
I thought about those movies and I didn't put them on my list because I wasn't sure where they would, if they would qualify. I mean, they are comedies.
Again,
That's a good pick.
Those are.
was that sarcasm?
No, I'm being dead serious. That's a great pick.
Those are funny movies.
You were the one who introduced us, or
I
we
know.
watched those,
And we laughed a lot.
Bad
Again,
influence.
we're talking about variety, but also talking about just, if you watch it by yourself, it's probably fun. But it's like if you can watch it with some friends, it is just like,
Yeah, you're
like, and it's
bending over laughing with those movies.
Frankly, I could have picked. I don't know. Maybe Jackass 3 is like the worst one in the series. I don't know. I just picked one that I'd seen, but
the 4th one's good too.
okay, yeah. I mean,
all of them. I think we all watched all of them together.
I don't think I've seen the first
Forever,
one.
the most recent one we watched.
Yeah.
So it's like, I don't know, that series is just so, it really just, it's the male fantasy just come to life of just
I don't
flying
know.
off of rockets and
When they
doing stuff with the boys,
They
essentially.
do a lot of gross things. That
yeah,
are not the male
okay,
fantasy,
but it's
a lot of poop.
it's the every male intrusive thought.
yeah, that's
So
fair.
I don't, it's just, yeah, it's great. So there you go.
Yeah, I mean that's a solid pick. If I'm trying to win this draft, but also following my heart,
If it's your last pick, you got to follow your heart. It's the rules.
and I want to win this draft, I'm going to choose 21 Jump Street.
Yeah, that's a solid choice.
I think,
Dude, parking the handicap spot over there so people think we're cool. That's awesome.
Jonah Hill's pretty funny. Channing Tatum's pretty funny. I haven't seen the movie in a
I
while.
like Rob Riggle. He's the
It's like-
no, he's not the principal, but he's just a teacher, and
He's the gym teacher.
yeah, I think he's really funny in that movie. He's
I'm gonna go to jail, and they're gonna. It reminds me of grape or something like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm trying to think of the slam or the poetry with the
That's the second one, right?
the slam poetry, yeah, like the Jesus died for our sin,
Yeah,
that was in the second one, but the first
Jesus
one
cried.
he did.
My way, Bard.
Yeah, but in the first one, he's like reading the poem in front of the science class, and he's just like talking about whatever chemical structure. He's just like, it has a crystalline structure. And if you don't think that's cool, you're a butt muncher. I love, because you talk about this in your Letterboxd review, the fact that they just like swapped Jonah Hill and Channing Tatum's like the cliques that they fall into, like the popular kids and the nerds. I think that's just a really great choice. And Channing Tatum, I mean, I think he's a great actor, but he's like got really good comedic chops, so he's great for that role. And Jonah Hill's obviously
I've been
great.
waiting for this. Oh crap! I can't do the voice. Never mind.
What is that from the second one? My name is Jeff.
Yeah.
My name's Jeff.
My name's Jeff.
Yeah, that's the second one.
And it's like, wait, you telling me these are drugs? I've had 4 of these.
Yeah.
All right, that's my last pick.
Crap. I mean, there's so many good movies to choose from. I feel like we should have some honorable mentions after this. But for my 5th pick, I think I gotta go with a sports comedy. Because if you could dodge a wrench, you could dodge a ball, and that's dodgeball.
Nice.
Thank you, Chuck Norris.
Yes. No one makes me bleed my own blood.
I've never seen it.
I watched it a lot growing up. Shout out my sisters. But I think I'm a big fan of sports, and when you can mix sports and comedy together, I'm having a ball. And I'm a big fan of, you guys know, growing up, dodgeball.
Big dodgeball guy over there.
Yeah.
Riley, one time, he was graduated from high school, and he was playing dodgeball against like a 6th grader. He was like 5 feet away. He nailed the kid in the face.
That happened?
It wasn't the face, it was the stomach.
Oh, made him cry.
But he had to go to the bathroom. He was crying. I had to like go in the hallway.
When did this happen?
Riley was like volunteering with the youth group.
Yeah, it was
Riley's
a real
blinders
low.
were
I
on.
was like, okay, I'm way too competitive right now.
I think I need to just step away.
Yeah, it was. But dodgeball, good laughs.
Dodgeball
good
was like a
characters.
way of life growing up. So
Yeah.
that movie had a very large cultural impact. I would feel like,
plus,
surprisingly.
I mean, both movies star Ben Stiller. Dodgeball is almost just Zoolander, or like just like the same. A lot of the same actors, but a lot of the same like beats and a lot of the same kind of approach to humor and stuff. So I like Zoolander more, but it's just like really strong comedy.
I love
strong
Dodgeball.
writing.
That's my 5th pick.
Yeah, honorable mentions is a good idea. Nacho Libre.
Yeah.
Let's just put it out there. Everybody was thinking about it. Not Riley, but no one ever thinking about it, but
Didn't
pick it.
we didn't really say too many Will Ferrell movies other than the other guys. And,
Yeah.
But Anchorman is. I haven't seen it for a long time. It was funny.
I haven't seen Talladega
The one that
Nights.
I would have.
Step Brothers people love.
Yeah.
I don't really like it
Super
anymore.
Bad is one that
Super
wish.
Bad was on the list. Tropic Thunder.
I almost
Yeah.
picked This Is the End.
Yeah, that was on the list. Neighbors.
Yeah.
I almost picked Pop Star.
Yeah.
Almost picked The Nice Guys with Russell Crowe and Ryan Gosling.
I was going to maybe pick Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure. That's a
I
comedy.
put What We Do in the Shadows.
Yeah.
Jumanji, Next Level. I think it's pretty funny.
Office Space.
Yeah.
That's a classic.
The Suicide Squad and Deadpool and Wolverine, I thought of 2 superhero movies that I think are pretty funny.
The Princess Bride is a comedy. I was thinking about that one.
I did some throwbacks. I had the SpongeBob SquarePants movie on my list.
Oh, yeah. That's a
I
great
thought
one.
about Emperor's New Groove
Yeah.
I had Wallace and Gromit: Curse of the Were Rabbit.
and Zombieland.
Yeah.
I was a big Zombieland.
A lot
So
of,
Zombieland, I didn't even see.
so wait,
that.
let's run it back. So
Your 5.
my 5 were my in the comedy draft. My 5 picks were School of Rock, Napoleon Dynamite, Monty Python and the Holy Grail, The Big Lebowski, and what was my last pick? Jackass. Jackass 3.
Okay, my 5: Hot Rod, Game Night, Shaun of the Dead, Zoolander, 21 Jump Street.
And my 5 picks are the other guys: Rush Hour, Tommy Boy, Dumb and Dumber, and Dodgeball: A True Underdog Story.
Nice.
I gotta say, I like my chances here.
I think if somebody likes comedy of all varieties, I'm
They're gonna pick mine.
rising to the top.
What? I don't know. I really love my picks.
You got some good classics. You're
Yeah.
really counting on
Actually,
the audience being a little bit older.
I don't know.
You got some throwbacks.
I don't care as much if I win. I'm just glad I got a couple of good steals in there. Not really steal, just
You did do better this time, so Good job, Noah. Good job.
Good job, Noah.
I like to hear that.
Next time, don't pick date night, okay?
Game night.
I didn't choose date night.
Go home. Get out of here.
Date night starring Tina Fey and Steve Carell.
I love that movie.
It's so good.
Kill shot. That's the only scene I remember.
That's good writing.
Let us know who won in the comments. And if you think The Big Lebowski was a good pick. I'm standing by it, but
Mid L.
nope. All right. Trivia time.
It's trivia time. Beep beep boop boop boop. Let's hear our buzzers.
Meep.
Awesome. The theme this week is scores and soundtracks. We got 5 questions and 1 bonus. And just to remember that we started a five game. Whoever wins the most gets to choose a movie that the two of us has to watch.
And we started last week, so
And
I
Josiah
have one.
is in the lead. 5 questions.
So wait, it's the best out of 5 or the first 2 5?
Probably the best out of 5.
Maybe we do like the first, because we're not gonna have the same games, the same number of games. Maybe like first to 3 or something.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyways, and I will stop reading the question if you buzz in.
Yep.
Okay. Question number 1. Alfred Newman has won the most Oscars for best score / composer with 9 total. But what composer has the most Oscar nominations?
Hans Zimmer.
That is incorrect.
Me. John Williams.
That is correct. 1 point, Noah.
Crap.
Question number 2. As Rocket walks around nowhere at the
Creep by Radiohead.
That is correct.
My gosh.
Question number 3. What movie has these songs on its score? Star Wars main title, Across the Stars, Bounty Hunter's Pursuit.
Solo: A Star Wars Story.
That is incorrect. And Confrontation with Count Dooku.
Meep. If you said Confrontation by Count Dooku, that sounds like it'd be in. So I would think Star Wars Episode 2: Attack of the Clones.
That is correct.
Let's go.
Question.
That would have been really funny if you did Solo there. That would have been perfect.
Shoot. Question number 4. What composer has created scores for Marvel, DC, Star Wars, and Pixar?
Meep. Hans Zimmer.
That's incorrect.
Me. Alan Silvestri.
That is incorrect. Is Michael Giacchino.
Nope. Not a real person.
You still know who that is?
No, he did Inside Out. I know that
Okay.
much.
Yeah.
Okay, question number 5. What movie plays the song Freebird during one of its most memorable fight scenes?
Me. Kingsman. The Secret Service.
That is correct.
Ah, no.
Let's go.
Wait, there's a bonus question.
It doesn't matter. I got 3 points.
Dang it.
Yep. This winner is Noah, but we will do this week's
Yeah.
winner of scores and soundtracks is Noah. But the
Let's
bonus
go.
question is, which of these movies did Hans Zimmer not compose?
Okay.
Not to compose. Kung Fu Panda, Man of Steel, Blade Runner 2049, Casino Royale, Gladiator, and The Boss Baby.
Meep. Trick question. He composed for all of them.
That is incorrect.
Dang it.
Meep. Blade Runner 2049.
That is incorrect.
I was going to say, is it Gladiator?
That is
Is
incorrect.
it The Boss Baby?
The answer is Casino Royale.
Yeah.
I know he did like,
He did The Boss Baby?
Yeah.
he did the Simpsons movie. He just has done everything.
Weird
Yep.
credits. Strange things are afoot at the Circle K.
I can't say I'm very happy about how that went for me.
I'm pretty happy.
I'm sorry.
I'm patting myself on the back for
Were
that
they
second
good
question.
questions? I put some
I
hard.
liked
They
them
were
a
good.
lot.
They were
you.
good. Would have
Thank
been better if I knew most of them.
Should we redo it? Run it back?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
This week's trivia is
Yeah. So, all right. So Noah's on the board.
Point 1 for Noah.
So,
First to 3.
yep. First of 3. So trivia for next week is fictional worlds
ooh
or / fictional places.
nice.
Narnia.
Ernie's real.
Cool beans.
All right.
What episode?
That was a lot. That was a lot of fun. I enjoyed that one.
I
Concur. That was a good episode. Let's go.
Do you concur?
I do not concur. This episode sucked. Actually, it was pretty awesome because I won the draft and I won trivia.
Well, that remains to be seen.
Yep.
But let us know, who won the draft. Let us know what your thoughts are on the concur or not concur questions or thoughts that we posed. And let us know if Riley, let them last thing they're supposed to know.
Let us know if I should wear a different hat next week.
Nice.
Let us know if he should wear his hat facing forward.
But until then, thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. And we will catch you on the next one.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.